Hi, I'm Mike with Become a Better Guitar Player. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to do lesson number 20 if you're following along in our lesson series. So our last lesson I showed you how to play the minor pentatonic scale in the key of E on the guitar. And I showed you how to play it in the top 12 frets in the key of E. So today I'm going to show you how to change keys for this scale in a very simple way to change keys without thinking about exactly which note you're playing. Basically by repeating the same pattern, the box they call it, of the notes from the key of E to another key. And it's the simplest hack I've come up with in all my years of playing to just simplify in your mind what it means to change keys when you're playing a scale. So let's get started with the lesson, all right? So in the previous lesson, I showed this scale in the key of E, the minor pentatonic. So that's the positions of that scale. And of course, when you get to the 12th fret, the 12th fret is the nut again. So you start over. So if that's the key in the key of E, open E string is the first note in that scale. So if you know the notes on this lower E string, it's E, F, F sharp G, G sharp A sharp B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E again. So if you want to move this scale and play it in a different key, the simplest way to think about it is this note, you can move the nut. If you think about it like that, this would be the first note, and if you play that same scale pattern on the 3rd fret, that would be the minor pentatonic in the key of G. And the easiest hack I have for changing keys and to visualize in your mind what key you're playing is to take a capo and put it on that fret. So this low note here that my capo is G. But think of the capo as the nut of the guitar, and you've just moved it. And if you think of this as basically the 2nd fret, you take your E chord and you move it down to here, now that's a G chord. So now your first position for playing the minor pentatonic in the key of G is going to be the same shape as you had up here when it was in E. the same shape as when you played it in E. And the same goes if you were to move this up to the 5th fret. And this is an A note. So now that's an A chord. So as you're learning this scale, and if you want to, say you have a friend of yours that is you're learning with, and you're playing some simple chord progressions, and you want to practice playing a lead along with that. Let's say you come up with a so you can practice playing a lead to that. And if you aren't as familiar with the minor pentatonic scale, you can simply put your capo on the first chord of that chord progression. You can do it in any key. You can do it in F, G, anywhere you can put that capo, as long as you know that your first position of that scale is always going to be the same as and that's not the technical way to change keys, but it works. And as a self-taught musician primarily, I was always looking for simpler ways to change keys. And while I'm playing the right notes, I'm not thinking that's an A, that's a C. I don't think about it that way. I'm looking at a pattern in my head. And by doing that, by just moving the capo and moving the nut, it makes it easier for me to think about what I'm doing. So I hope this helps you out. If it does, like and subscribe to our channel. It's completely free and it helps us out a lot. And have a great day. Thank you.